Well, let's get started. So first of all, hi everyone. This is Tumadur Saleh, digital and agile transformation expert. I have 20 years experience in information technology and managing digital solutions. I would like to thank Islamic Chamber Training Academy for inviting me today to host this session, where we will explore the power of artificial intelligence and how it reshaped the different industry, economics, and our daily life in the coming years. Whether you are a business leader or technologist or someone curious about the future, this webinar is designed to provide valuable insight that will help to navigate the potential of AI in this era of digital transformation. Today we have a line of experts who will dive into key trends, opportunities, and the challenges that define the future of AI. But first, let me give you a quick brief about the Islamic Chamber Training Academy. Islamic Chamber Training Academy is a specialized institution affiliated to Islamic Chamber Commerce and Development. And the Islamic Commerce uh, uh, Chamber Commerce and Development is an international organization that affiliated to Organization of Islamic Cooperation and represent the private sector of 67 member Islamic countries via their apex Chamber of Commerce and Development bodies. ICTA established with the aim of developing human capabilities and advancing the private sector across the Islamic world. ICTA offers specialized training courses in business management, also strive to empower the private sector by creating capable leaders who can manage various sectors and foster community development. They offer different training paths, such as the family business, future business leader, future leader of chamber of commerce, and also a customized training. Now let's get started, and please join me to welcome our first speaker, Dr. Ifyani Choko. I hope I pronounced it right. Franking Noari. Our first speaker, Dr. Noari, is a senior manager of analytics and performance insights at Zephyrus Business Consulting Limited. He's EI enthusiast with a deep passion for driving digital transformation. With his innovative solution, Dr. Noari has been helped a lot of clients to maintain sustainable growth and secure market share in any competitive landscape. Welcome, Dr. Noari.
Thank you. Can you put the slides on? Is it possible to put the slides, or do you want me to share the slides myself?
Yeah, you can share your slide yourself.
Oh. Are you saying that you can't share slides while other participants are sharing? Is there another participant sharing? Yeah. Somebody is sharing. I can't share. I sent the slides to Miriam. Can she share it? And I send it to you. I send it to you as well.
Let me check.
Is Miriam in this?
Yeah, I will share it from my side. Just 1 minute.
Okay.
Just
Yeah, good. Can you put it good? Thank you. Today, I'll be focusing mainly on the evolution of AI and how AI drive digital transformation. We're going to start with a popular adage according to AI. As you can see, AI is not just a tool for transformation, it is the horizon of infinite possibilities, guiding us towards a future where digital dreams becomes reality. AI is a companion to humans. Early AI was attributed to start in 1950s and straight to 1980s. And then the early AI started with a simple rule-based system that could follow a set of predefined instructions. These systems is known as expert systems. It could solve a specific problem, but could not learn or adapt on its own. For example, is ELIZA. ELIZA was an early AI program designed to simulate a conversation with a physiotherapist. It can follow a set of pre-programmed rules to respond to a user input, creating an illusion of understanding. How does ELIZA work? It's a simple pattern matching and predefined response. For example, if a user mentions the word mother, a listener might respond with, "Tell me more about your family." It does not actually understand what was being said. It just follows the generating response. That was the early phase of AI. Then comes machine learning, which was the next big step in as AI evolved, where computers start learning from data instead of following only the base rules. By analyzing the amount of data, these systems could improve their performance over time, like predicting weather or recommending movies, which you see the lack of Netflix are using these days, which the neurosurgeon use to predict whether that is likely to rain or not. Another example of machine learning is spam email. A spam email filters using machine learning to distinguish between a spam email and a legit email. And the filter learns from the example of a spam and non-spam. By analyzing these examples, it identifies patterns that can commonly in a spam email, like a certain keywords or phrases. Over time, it processes more emails. It filters outcome become better by predicting which email is likely to be a spam email and not a legit email. Another form of AI, which is where we are now, is deep learning, which often we regard as neural network or that can handle complex tasks. Can you go to the next slide, please? We know that deep learning is the next slide. Deep learning is a more advanced, thank you. Deep learning is a more advanced type of machine learning which inspired by human brain. Okay, this system use neural network. It's just like our brain. It's configured like our brain. It learns from a vast amount of data and allowing them to recognize images, understand speeches, and even drive cars. Is that amazing? They are much better at handling complex tasks because they can find pattern and make decision on their own. If you go to airport these days, you see a lot of image capturing machine that can able to detect someone. And a good example of a deep learning neural network is an image recognizing in a safe driving car. How does this work? A deep learning enables a safe driving car to recognize objects on the road, such as a pedestrian, other vehicles, traffic lights, and obstacles. The system is trained in such a way to recognize millions of images and videos of roads and various objects. The deep learning is a neural network model. It learns to identify and classify objects based on the pattern it detects. This allows the car to make decisions in a real time, as quick as before you blink an eye. And it can stop at red light and they avoid pedestrian and they will not crash, making things much better for humans to focus on more complex things. This is the evolution of AI. AI is in the third stage at the moment, which is deep learning, exploring neural network, using neural network to do a lot of image recognition and other things. This is the present where we are now. And from here, we're going to move to maybe another stage, maybe the fourth stage. I've able to classify the evolution of AI. We are in the third stage now. Then let's look at how AI enhance, promotes digital transformation. Can you go to the next slide, please? Thank you. So AI integration to businesses is the game changer in this, our present era. It simplifies taxes. Imagine a small retail shop in Cairo that uses AI to forecast sales and manage its inventory. This AI system can analyze historic sales data, customer behavior, season trend, and even extra factors like weather or holidays. Based on this information, it can predict the products that are likely to sell more in the coming weeks. And the one key benefit that it gives to the owner is that it helps the store to avoid overstocking or running out of a popular item. By optimizing inventory level, the store reduces costs and increases sales, ensuring that the customers find what they need when they visit. That is an awesome that it will take humans weeks and months and years to be able to fine-tune. But AI will just help us to do this in a twinkle of an eye. Please retain that slide. The second one is that it personalized medicine in healthcare. For example, a healthcare clinic uses AI to create a personalized treatment plan for patients, for instance, with diabetes. The AI analyzes the patient medical histories, lifestyle, generic information, and the other health data. It then compares this information with a large data set from other patients that are suffering the same condition all over the world and able to come up with a more effective treatment plan. One key benefit that this offer the clinic is that the clinic can offer a customized treatment approach, improving patient outcome and reducing trial and error processes, often associated with finding the right medication or treatment. And the key benefit of this that it leads to a better and a higher patient satisfaction, and which make humans to live longer these days, especially in developed world. Another key important how AI integration to business is helping business is improving customer services. If you look at my slide, you see the clock in green. So an online clothing shop, imagine an online clothing shop in Alexandria in Egypt. Okay, this online clothing shop uses AI just to able to handle customer inquiries. The AI chatbot is programmed to understand common customer questions, such as inquiries about order status, return policies, product availability. It can as well provide instant response and even give customer a thorough checkout processes. The key benefit with this is that it reduces the workload for human customer service representative, allowing the human to focus on a more complex tasks. Customers were able to receive a quick and efficient support, enhancing their overall shopping experience and making the customer to able to come back next time because the customer was well attended to, and in so doing able to increase the revenue for the business, and a return in investment will be higher. That's one of the key things that AI can do in every sector. Remember, I've mentioned in finance, you can be in a small shop. I've mentioned healthcare. I've mentioned now in customer service. The next one is how AI can help in optimizing operations, maybe in a manufacturing company. Imagine a manufacturing company in a remote part of Egypt that uses AI to stimulate its production processes. This AI system can monitor equipment performance in a real time, predicting which machine will need maintenance before it breaks down. It also can analyze production schedules to optimize workflow and reduces downtime. The key benefit associated to this is by it helps to prevent the equipment of breaking down or failure, and in so doing, improving the efficiency. The company can produce more goods in a less time and with a fewer resources. This reduces costs and increase productivity, allowing the business to stay competitive and have competitive edge over its competitors. And the last in this AI integration in business is marketing and sales. Imagine a small Amena, a little lady in Cairo that have e-commerce shop that uses AI to target its marketing and promote its marketing effort effectively. So this AI helps her to analyze customer data, include browsing history, purchasing behavior of customers, and preferences. It helps her to identify pattern and segment of the customers into different groups based on their interests and buying habits. The AI then helps the business to create a personalized marketing campaign, such as recommending products and sending targeted email to the customer, telling the customer what is the next or latest available product. And by doing this, it delivers the right message to the right customer at the right time. The business can increase sales and the customer loyalty. It also reduces advertising costs by focusing on customers who are more likely to make purchase, leading to a higher return on investment. This is ways that integrating AI in various forms of business can help the business achieve its goal. Now, there's another form which is called generative AI. I know you've heard of ChatGPT, you've heard of DALL-E. This is another form of AI that helps. You remember these days, the writing AI can help you to write your thesis. It can help you to write a lot of things. For instance, a content creation for marketing. ChatGPT can generate a high-quality text based on just by writing the right thing, it will be able to generate the right content for you. For example, a small business could use ChatGPT to create blog posts, social media updates, or even email newsletters. By inputting a few details of the product or services, the AI can write a very current and very robust content that resonates well with audience or the targeted customers. The key benefits of this is that it reduces the time and effort required to produce a marketing content, enabling the business to maintain a consistent and a professional online presence without needing a large team of writers. Another thing that ChatGPT can do for business is that customer support automation. Companies can use ChatGPT to create automated customer support response. By training the model on a common customer inquiries and response, the AI can handle routine questions such as those related to the product information, shipping details, and the troubleshooting. The benefit is that it enhances the customer services by providing instant, accurate response, free up the human agent to focus on a more complex issues and providing overall customer satisfaction. And when it comes to DE, it helps in generating a visual content. For instance, graphic design and advertising. DE can generate a unique image based on a textual description. For instance, a marketing agent could use DE to create an eye-catching visual for its campaigns. If a company needs a specific image, DE can help to produce a quality original image fit for description and perfectly used for advertising. The key benefit of this is that it helps businesses, whether small or big, to create a customized graphics quickly without needing a team of designers. It also enables them to equip with a various visual ideas and concepts at a low cost, enhancing creativity and enabling a rapid prototyping. And lastly, it helps in product designing and prototyping. It can help in designing process by generating images for new product concept based on this detailed description. For instance, a furniture company can describe a modern chair with a fabric design and the ecological features, and then it will just produce it straight. And the speed it helps the business to quickly reach out and deliver to the customers at when due. And lastly, for each of these ChatGPT and DE is writing assistant and brainstorming. ChatGPT can assist writers, journalists, content creators by suggesting ideas, structuring articles, even drafting entire piece. By providing a prompt, AI can generate a multi-creative options, helping overcome writers' nightmare, and they help you to able to submit your coursework, to help you to submit that project they are looking for in just in a second. And when it comes to a visual art and entertainment, these days, people who are entertainment, there's an artist and the other game developers can use DE to create a unique visual element for the project. For instance, a video game development, a designer can generate a diverse character design, landscape, or even in a game asset based on a textual description, providing a wide range of creative options. The key benefit that resonates with this is that it accelerates a creative process by allowing a rapid experimentation with different styles and concepts. And it can as well reduce and associate it with a hiring artist and helps you to make progress and able to meet your customer needs. And people may be thinking, this is so much expensive. I want you to go to the next slide. I'm just about to round off. Next slide, please. So I just showed a simple tools that you can use. This is this a small company, a one-man business, use some of these tools, and it will help you, whether in terms of the customers that comes to your little shop, to able to tailor a campaigns to them and able to meet your customers' needs. So looking at this simple tooling, it can be in some of Google Sheets with an AI add-on. It can be in kind of a Holo Sheet. It can be Tableau, which helps you in some of your business intelligence. It can be a Smart Sheet. It can be Microsoft Power BI. It can be in A-Times. This simple, small, not that too expensive tooling can as well help you in your business if you're a small and medium scale business and able to really adapt AI. AI is not a black box. So if you incorporate some of these tools within whatever you're doing, you see how it helps you to automate processes, reduce manual processes, able to minimize or eliminate human interface error, and able to help you to reach out more promptly, more quickly, and in so doing, shapes your business more and increase your return in investment. This is just a brief talk on evolution of AI and how AI have been integrated in various forms of businesses and how AI drive digital transformation. Remember, digital transformation is utilizing the emerging technology to enhance the effectiveness and efficiency of the business. Imagine a task that used to take a worker 5 working days. With automation and simplification of tasks, they can reduce it to take him just in less than 20 minutes, helping the staff to concentrate in other complex tasks, promoting efficiency, enhancing transparency in the workflow, and automating the process, reducing human interface error. This is what AI can do. AI is a companion to humans. The last slide, please. I leave you with these words. AI is a dawn of a new digital era, where each innovation lights the path towards an endless possibility and transformation. Thank you. Any questions?
Thank you, Dr. Nouari. Actually, I have only one question.
Yeah.
Related to, I just had a discussion with one of my colleagues, and we were discussing the negative side of the story, because we noticed that some people are depending on tool like GPT, heavily, till that they we can assume that they stopped thinking or stopped using their brains. So I'm just asking about the negative side of the story, and how can we use this tool in a proper way and in a wisely way, and not let us not using our brain or stop thinking and depending on the AI tools.
All right, thank you. So As you know, ChatGPT, what AI does is to help us to do our job. They are not our brain. So when you completely depend on these softwares or these, I'll not call them software, these applications, so much, then you see that your productivity will go down. So what you need to do is, if you look at ChatGPT, if you ask ChatGPT question, the same question 5 times, it will give you 5 different answers. If you type now things to ChatGPT and ask it, it will keep on rephrasing it to show you, and they will write it for you down that it can make mistakes. So we are the boss of ChatGPT, not the other way around. So we need to, whatever it produces to us, we need to look at it. So, but if you become so lazy that everything produced to you, then you know that the AI is not helping you. The other way is ruining you. So it's about to know that this is a companion, not the boss. We humans, we are the boss. So we should not totally rely on it. What it does is we suggest things to this machine to give us quick response that we can be able to think. So that is what it meant, not the other way around. We are not meant to rely on it. We are just meant to, okay, this will take me up to 5 hours to do. ChatGPT, this is what I need. Give me a suggestion. It will pull the suggestion to you. You say, okay, this is it. You're able to make quick decision. That's what it meant for. So if you are using it the other way around, you are using it, and in the long run, it will affect your productivity. Does it make sense?
Yeah. Thank you so much.
All right.
I'm not sure if we received any questions, but thank you so much for your presentation. It was really insightful. Thank you, Dr. Nouari. And now I would like to welcome our second speaker, Mr. Talha Ahmed Sheikh. Mr. Talha is a digital specialist at Islamic Chamber of Commerce and Development. He's a computer scientist and technology strategist. His core experience are a technology strategy, digital transformation, business process re-engineering, and software architecture development. Welcome, Mr. Talha, and thank you for joining us. And I will give you the floor to start your speech.
Thank you very much, Tomater. And I'll formally start. Welcome, everyone. My name is Talha Sheikh, as she has introduced already. And I represent the Islamic Chamber of Commerce. I'll just start off, I'll just share my screen as well, and we'll just begin in a minute. Screen is visible?
Yes, I can see.
Okay, great. So I'll just start off with a quick introduction of the organization, Islamic Chamber of Commerce. Islamic Chamber of Commerce, Industry and Agriculture, ICCD, is Chamber of Commerce and Development. ICCD is basically, we are operating in all 57 OIC countries. We are an affiliated member of the 57 OIC countries, and we work with the private sector organizations, and we work with the basically all the apex chambers of the 57 OIC countries for trade development and capacity building and trade enhancement. So that is our core mandate. Being the digital specialist, my core responsibility is to take care of all the technology initiatives that are at the Islamic Chamber of Commerce. So I'm involved in the technology strategy and project execution and everything. So this is a brief kind of introduction about myself and the organization I am in. Now specifically talking about the AI horizons. I would be talking about current landscape of artificial intelligence and also the future prospects and opportunities. So, this is the storyline that I designed for this particular presentation, that current landscape and future prospect. We will be talking about this, then current trends and branches of artificial intelligence. Dr. Franklin has briefly talked about this, and I'll, take the discussion from there. Also, we'll talk a little about practical implementations and then future prospects. So this is a brief, thought process behind, what I'll be talking about. So now, if we talk about current landscape of the uh, artificial intelligence. It is so if a particular scholar, even in it 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 years of PhD as well, they do not cover a single branch of artificial. So it is a very, very broad spectrum, concept, artificial intelligence. But we'll try to cover this in next 20 minutes. So the landscape, which I foresee, and it is important to, we are in the era of chat GPT, we're talking about it. We are in the era of digital transformation already. We are in the era of, industry 4.0 revolution is also, yeah, it's already there, like, and then each and everything has transformed already. Digitalization has happened. So, digital transformation process is in itself, a three-layered process, which is digitalization, and digital transformation. So, digitization has happened across the globe. People have started awareness, education or literacy is something else. And then, but, the most widely available product, or people have kind of, adapted this smartphone. At least a smartphone has reached, internet has reached quite a lot of places across the globe. So once you have that connectivity, internet is there, once the smartphone is there, then automatically, some way or the other, people get connected, and that is also to some extent digital transformation. So if I'd be talking about specifically about artificial intelligence, so, I'd like to quickly talk about few things. um, uh, so this is the major branch of artificial intelligence is machine learning. So what machine learning does is that it enables system to learn from the data and improve over time without programming. So what happens is, that we train the data computer, we train the program, or we have, we have certain machine learning algorithms. What they do is that they enable the the computer or the machine to basically think the way humans think, based upon certain scenarios, based upon certain data sets that are already embedded in them. And this is a very high computational kind of things. You need GPUs to basically process that kind of, and train the computer so that it ultimately takes decisions the way humans do. We humans also, we take decisions based upon certain scenarios, certain situations.
Mr. Shaka, I think there is an issue with the audio. I cannot hear you well.
Yeah, you're right. I can't hear you as well.
Yeah.
We still can't hear you, Talent.
Hello. Okay, great. I'll just share my screen once again.
Yeah.
Sorry, apologies for this, disruption.
Right.
Um, Okay, so we were at this, we were talking about different branches, we should running short on time as well. So I'll move ahead. Another important thing, this is I'll talk about quickly about this machine learning, natural language processing. So natural language processing is basically, the way humans communicate. So what we do is we are using this our voice, we are communicating through speech, we are communicating through emotions, we are communicating through body language, and so that is how a human interacts. And basically through natural language processing, basically there are natural language processing based algorithms and systems through which computer is also amazing. And so basically, a chat GPT, as the previous Dr. Franklin also mentioned, about chat GPT, what it does is that chat GPT is also a language LLM, we call it language learning model. And, it is basically, processing the natural language processing kind of a thing. The way, we are putting in our own prompts and quotes that, okay, give me a presentation on AI horizons, I have to give a present on a webinar, and based upon that, the way I human communicate, and that is specifically how it is understanding what context I want, and based upon that it is giving me the perfect information available. So this is how the natural language processing kind of thing works. And virtual assistants and language translation chatbots, etc., all of these technologies, all of these solutions are basically based upon the NLP, natural language processing, and that is in itself a very, very, very vast area of artificial intelligence. Then comes the computer vision. Computer vision is specifically, when we are talking about image processing, when we are talking about deducing or taking a particular decision based upon the data generated through particular cameras or images or video surveillance. So, computer vision in itself again is a very, very, very wide spectrum technology or a division of artificial intelligence, in which yesterday it's just I was at the conference that was basically related to agricultural technology, and based upon computer vision based image technology, what they were doing was they were doing the whole land surveying, and based upon that images generated through those drones, they were basically there are technologies and solutions designed that decide which particular region of land requires a specific type of fertilizer or a water intake, or so that the best quality crop is produced. And similarly, I was fortunate enough to work on a particular project in which in the healthcare sector, we did some implementations of computer vision based upon the prediction of internal brain bleeding in a particular patient, based upon previous MRI DICOM images. So the machine model was trained based upon a data set of brain MRI scans, and based upon those pre-built uh, MRI scan DICOM images, the computer was predicting, the algorithm predicted that whether this particular patient may or may not have the internal bleeding. And if there is some internal bleeding, then so these technologies and these solutions save help in futuristic decision making. So this is where we are heading to. One of the theme of this is webinar is that the future prospects. So this is the future where we are ultimately heading towards. Then again, we have very important aspect of artificial intelligence is robotics. I've now visited restaurants where we have robot based waiters. I have now seen and I've used like observed equipment where robots are now basically performing even some high critical uh, medical operations, surgeries also. Ultimately, we are in an era where robots are going to uh, I'm not saying they are going to replace human beings, but or they are going to take the jobs of human beings. But the trends will change. Ultimately, humans have to upgrade, and they have to learn. The skill set required is going to change ultimately. So. So robots are driving cars. They are in the healthcare sector. They are in the hospitality sector, and a shorter form of robot is a chatbot. So there are bots and there are applications who are basically communicating with human beings based upon a specific persona. So if you want a health counselor chatbot, there is out there. If you want a law consultant kind of a chatbot, so each and everything, financial consultant, all of these consultation and counseling kind of people, stuff is also now being done through chatbots and robots. So this is ultimately going to be a very, very big game changer. And in order to stay, you asked the question from Dr. Franklin that what is the downside of ChatGPT? We have stopped thinking, and our abilities to think, have thinking process and all, those would be changed. I think I disagree to this, that people, their innovation and their thinking skills would change. Rather, in order to now the thinking spectrums would change. The information is available at such a very fast rate that now the KPIs and the metrics now have evolved over the time. So humans have to learn new skills continuously, so that they stay in the game. Otherwise, we'll be, or this technology is going to take us up. And then so it's up to us, in order to stay in the game, in order to stay. And the adaptation of technology is very important. So if we do not learn, and if we do not use chat gpt, or if we do not use meta ai, or if we do not use, and we are not engaged, and we are not introduced to all of these tools and all, then definitely, for sure, we are out of the business. So being staying in this, using all these technologies, using all these tools, adapting all these, and then continuously adapting ourselves, using this information in an effective manner, so that we produce better and efficient and precise solutions. That is what is now required. So I'll just quickly talk about some implementations of artificial intelligence in SME sector. Since our organization focuses on the SME sector, small and medium enterprise, I'd like to quickly talk about this. So small and medium enterprises are basically, the major backbone of economy in various, uh, you know, in every country, in every economy, small and medium enterprises play a very massive role, because they employ people, they contribute silently to the economy and everything. So, so a small and medium enterprises also have to transform. They normally have very small budgets. They normally have very short strategies. So, technology adaptation strategy and is generally is absent in all of these small and medium enterprises. If and in my, as I said earlier, if we do not adopt the technology, if we do not adapt the AI at the right time, then the businesses or the countries or the societies or the people or the communities, they'll just fade out slowly and gradually. We'll be out of business. We'll be out of sight. So adapting the right technologies at the right time is very important for any business, any country, any region, any community, and all. Anyways, so scalability, is in order to enhance the scalability in personalization and decision making, AI plays a very significant role. Uh, Specific areas, customer service is being transformed. There are chatbots, there are virtual assistants, there are different tools that have transformed the customer service sector of various businesses. Marketing and sales have evolved with the intervention of this Facebook, Instagram, social engineering, and all of these things. The conventional marketing has changed, and digital marketing and social marketing and social engineering, I rather call it. They leverage AI, and with the intervention of AI into all of these marketing campaigns and all. The audience has changed. We are now talking to Gen Z, and we are talking to people. So all of those people, they are leveraging this AI, and with the intervention of AI, all of these could be uh, used to produce more efficient results. Similarly, inventory management, finance. I'm running short on time. That is why, I'm just quickly going through, but my slides are available. I'll share with them, and you can all share with all the participants as well. Similarly, if we talk about some challenges, so cost is a challenge. The skill on capacity development, we rather call it, that is one of the challenge. And then integrating this AI solutions with existing systems. So API based development is the new trend. So all of these solutions, for example, ChatGPT or Facebook or Meta or any other thing or WhatsApp, they now provide their own specific API. So that API could be integrated in any existing solution, and that's how connectivity could take place. So in order to pre-built solutions should be leveraged rather than having our own specific sort of development being done. So these are few of the challenges. I want to talk further about this industry 4.0. I've already touched a little bit about it. So with this industries, they are leveraging, as I mentioned, image processing and all. So they are leveraging AI for quality assurance processes as well. So quality assurance processes are now being done through image processing based robots who are basically maintaining and ensuring the quality of specific. So we are moving towards smart manufacturing solutions as well. At the same time, supply chain optimization is happening. IoT, Internet of Things, it's once again a very big game changer with the intervention of internet and sensors and transmitting data on specific centralized servers. Various tracking, monitoring, control. All of these processes are being uh, effectively being done. With this, I think this is repetition of what I've already said. So basically the point is that each and every sector has transformed over the time, and the initial process or the initial idea is just the same. uh, the objective, the idea of transportation business is to transform from one place to another. The healthcare sector is the initial objective is just to cure the patients. Similarly, education is, as it's to enhance the education and literacy. But the process has evolved over the time with the intervention of technology and digital transformation. So I mentioned the implementations of AI, applications of AI in healthcare. When we're talking about robotic surgeries, we're talking about image processing based predictions and diagnosis. Similarly, financial trends are now being predicted with effective risk management models and all. So based upon, you can have certain, and there are tools and solutions available through which are AI based and which are basically based upon the trend of information of past 20 years, 30 years, 50 years. You can decide whether to invest in a particular stock or fund or any equity based kind of a thing or not. So investment consultation is now AI driven. Similarly, education is AI driven, transportation is AI driven. The very Google maps and all, that is also like, okay, Google Maps is a crowd sourced kind of a data process, but all of these things are now leveraging AI. And one of the most important thing, it's just Chat GPT is the most popular one kind of, but there are others. There is a language learning model of Gemini, Google, and then there is another language learning model, Llama, which is known as so that is also few of the more popular kind of language learning models that are out there. So in order to summarize, each and every sector is being transformed, and transformation, digital transformation and adaptation of technology is now a necessity. It's not an option or a luxury, it is a necessity. Otherwise will soon be obsoleted. And we, in order to stay in the game, in order to stay alive, it is very important to adapt the technology at the very right time and go through this digital transformation. And AI is one of the biggest source of uh, you know transformative. In order to have that, and during that digital transformation journey, AI plays the most pivotal role. So with this, I'll conclude my discussion. I've exceeded my time as well. So I'll open the floor to further any questions or further closing discussions. Thank you very much, and I hope that I've stayed relevant and to the topic.
Thank you, Mr. Talha. It was very, very insightful presentation. And actually, I just want to ask a question. As you said, that if the organization and individual did not invest in learning the new technologies, especially related to the AI, they would find themselves out of the market or out of the game, as you said. So um, I just need your advice if someone or an organization want to start to develop in her employees or in her to start building a capabilities inside the organization. How can they start? How I'm not sure if they should start attending a training or investing in reading or um, start buying a new tools to start adapting or how can they start?
Yes, this is a very good question. And this is different from industry to industry. So in order to enhance that capacity of adapting technologies, my advice would be that start try to automate your processes. Each and every business, each and every organization has different processes. So try to figure out wherever there is a repetition of some work, wherever there is some manual working, wherever there is some physical documentation, to analyze and figure out all those processes where we are doing some repetition or some optimization or some enhancement may take place. So first of all, identification of all those areas in which some technology intervention may take place, and then start to it's just a no need to invest on massive tools, no need to invest on massive technologies to begin with. Just try to automate your processes. If your processes are physical, try to digitize your processes. If some industry is doing some manual reporting with paper and pen and file and all, just somehow use Microsoft Word or some the file sharing, or come on email or some, like start from that rock bottom. I was basically part of one of the trainings from Islamic Chamber Training Academy. From this platform only, I conducted one digital transformation training in Mauritania last year in October. So based upon on that training as well, uh, what we did was that we sat with entrepreneurs, we sat with small and medium enterprises, and from the very basics, we're not giving any long term lectures or degree programs or investing in bigger tools. We're just trying to automate your processes, as simple as that. From that very basic step, you just start, and then from the platform of Islamic Chamber as well, we are open to providing consultancies free of charge, just to support businesses. So, anyways, that's a topic as well. Anyway, so I hope I've started. So take baby steps. That is the
Yeah.
quickest advice.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you
Mhm.
for your presentation and your time. And now we will move to the third speaker, Mr. Ben Gold. Mr. Ben Gold, who has spent 20 years in technology space, making a significant contribution to the world of artificial intelligence. Mr. Ben Gold is an expert in AI and the machine learning application, and his work as an AI consultant has empowered the startup entrepreneurs or organization to harness the power of AI effectively. Mr. Ben also an author of two books on AI, and today he will be sharing his insights about the implementation of the artificial intelligence in organization. Welcome, Mr. Ben.
Thank you. Thank you, Tomater. I was going to say that the question you just asked Talha, I think my presentation should give you, it's basically exactly what you're discussing, which is I come from a very pragmatic point of view. I know when I go to a lot of academic conferences, there's a lot of ideas about what AI can do. And what I find is that I'm on the front lines of generally small to medium-sized businesses that have no idea where to start. Most people don't even understand the capabilities of AI. And so what I do is I have a very pragmatic way of helping them understand that. What I'm going to do is share my screen. I'm going to show some slides, and then I'm also going to show some actual pragmatic demos because most people need to see what these large language models can do. So the first thing I'm going to do here is, as I share my screen, is put this in present mode.
Yes,
Can
we
you all
can.
see my screen?
Yeah.
Perfect. So you've already given a great introduction, and I have been an AI strategy consultant and keynote speaker for the last year. And this is really the question I ask every one of my clients is, where is your organization? And there's really 7 stages to going from AI beginner to AI native. Now, the reason why I say this is by 2027, there'll be 3 kinds of organizations out there. You'll have AI emergent, AI native, or out of business. So when I start a consulting assignment, my message is you have 2 years to figure this out. Now, what I'll typically do is start with an organization by giving them a needs assessment to get a sense of where they're at. And just so you have a better idea here, I don't like to have a whole bunch of words onto my on my presentation, but I think this is really important. Is the first 2 phases are really companies that are thinking about doing AI. The next 3 is where you have leadership that is starting active projects where they're starting to say, let's try it in marketing, let's try it in HR, let's try it in sales. And as you move along, what we're working from is isolated pockets to a hive mentality. By the time you're AI proficient, this is where we're talking about company-wide policies, company-wide programs and understanding where your employees have been trained. And then finally, AI emergent, AI native means this is where an organization truly has adopted. Typically, when I start a consulting assignment, I will say it takes 3 to 6 months to switch from one phase to another. It is not I don't give you 100 ChatGPT prompts and you're done. This is about cultural change. It's about investing in technology. It's about investing in people to train them to understand how to use this. And you need to have all of that in the same place. So I'm going to walk you through 4 tools that I recommend almost every organization have. And I say this, and I know not every country has access to the paid version of all these tools, but I'm just going to show you what in about 5 minutes, maybe 7 or 8, how these tools can literally take 80 to 90% of the manual tasks off of your plate. The first one is a foundational model, and we typically think of ChatGPT. The one that I use is Claude. Claude is the best out of the box large language model that exists, but you also have Gemini and Microsoft Copilot and etc. So I'm going to show you that. I recommend every organization to record their phone calls. I record every single discussion because when you record a discussion, the AI is able to help you be your coach and understand what happened. The next one is Humantic, which is a personality analysis tool, and it does some really amazing things, especially when you're trying to prepare for a sales call or a one-on-one meeting, whether you're looking to get investment, looking to get a job. Doesn't matter. It helps you understand who you're going to be speaking with. And then I just show you an example of video editing. So I am now going to go into my demo mode and walk you through some of these tools. So first of all, I'm going to start with, this is my LinkedIn profile. And a lot of what I do is on LinkedIn, typically going business to business. And I just want to walk you through how powerful these models are. I feel like people totally underestimate what AI can do. And the only way to understand it is to actually see it in action. So here's a friend of mine, Dan. And what I want to just walk you through is that this is his profile. Now there's a tool called Humantic. It's a plugin on the browser. In less than 10 seconds, it's giving me a full personality analysis. This is on publicly available data. It's not going into it's not hacking emails or text. It is what is posted on LinkedIn. And what I want to share with you is that in seconds, this AI can do what usually takes an hour or two, which is to give you a full analysis of how I can sell to Dan. This is how I can, when I cold call, what would be the script I would use, and then a disc profile. That is really what is their personality traits. Okay, so that's good. We're now, one of the things that I like to share with people is that if you use AI properly within your organization, your employees should be 70 to 80% more efficient. It does take a while to get all of these different processes down, but this is an example of one of the processes. But what can we do further? So inside of LinkedIn, just so you know, I can come in here and you can click on Save to PDF, and now you have an equivalent of their resume. So here's my resume. This is Dan's resume. So now we go to a large language model. I'm going to show you Claude. So for those of you, this is a bit more advanced. A lot of people are familiar with ChatGPT. I happen to like Claude because I think Claude is one of the smartest models out there. So it has this concept of a project. I can upload on the right side up to 200,000 tokens. And most people are like, what the heck is that? It's about 400 pages. So imagine you have a therapist or a coach, and you give them 8 hours of who you are, the way you think. And this can instantly process that data. And now, because in this particular example, this is Ben Gold AI. That's my company. I do AI consulting. Well, guess what? I have an upcoming call with Dan Seiler based on my resume and his Humantic personality profile. Give me 5 icebreaker insights. So all I got to do here, okay, is upload over here the Dan Seiler's LinkedIn and his Humantic profiles. It's very easy with most of these large language models to upload information. And now it already knows who I am from my LinkedIn. And let's take a look at what Claude is able to do. So now what ends up happening is that it is giving me 5 things that we have in common. I can say, give me 5 areas where Dan is interested in deploying AI for his business. So now I can prep for an upcoming meeting. Maybe I want to understand, what am I going to talk about him? What am I going to talk to him about? And now this is able to share with me really in a predictive way what I can expect. What are his top 3 concerns? So this is just an example here of very quickly taking what normally would be, if you take all of this, understanding who you're going to speak with, how would you talk to them? What are going to be your recommendations? This AI can help you truly prepare. But then let's say you have a meeting. So I'll give you another example here. This is, once you have a meeting, I'm a big fan of transcripts. So one of the tools that I highly recommend is, you can either get Fireflies.ai, Otter AI. There's a bunch of them where they will come in and they'll give you the full overview and transcript of your meetings. Now, this is a prospect that I've got, and we'll take it another step further just to give you a sense of how I'm able to truly be able to take a lot of information and come up with some very quick impactful content. So here's a preparation I did exactly there to prepare for a meeting, and it told me about, it gave me some very good information about these people before I met. So I met, and after a first meeting, they said, you need to meet Tessa. And so this is a really good conversation. And after the conversation, it took me literally 5 minutes to give her an email that is to the point. It's not AI gobbledygook, not as we transform the revolutionary technology, we're going to hit the tapestry of blah, blah, blah. This is my voice, how I write emails, but it was able to give a full summary because I've trained the AI it to speak in my voice. It gave me, for example, a detailed next steps. They asked me a question here. Tell me what are the ways that AI could help our company. And based on this conversation, it gave 10 specific examples for them based on what they said their needs are. So this is, again, a way that AI can make people more efficient. One other use case is I have a content creation project. So when I want to do a LinkedIn post, literally I can do it in 5 minutes because I already trained Claude on how I write. This is my style. This is what I want. And so this was a short that I did. I just pasted the short and it was able to literally put together in my style the entire post. So less than 5 minutes, I can have a social media post. And finally, this is one of my favorite examples. This is a Descript, which is a video editing. And this is really powerful because before 2 years ago, before generative AI, if you wanted to have a video that was edited, you would have to spend hundreds, if not thousands of dollars. So in this example, I just uploaded a podcast that I did last year. And with this ability, I literally can say with a click, remove filler words. And what it does is it's identified 150 filler words, meaning ahs, and duplications. With a click of a button, they're gone. Okay, so now if I'm looking at shorten word gaps. Okay, there's 3 times where there's big pauses. You'll notice the first one is here at the beginning, remove. Okay, and what happens is they're gone. So now, as we're talking about just like this idea here of I can make eye contact, so I can make it so that if I'm in a Zoom meeting, my eyes are looking directly at the screen with a click of a button. I can add captions with a click of the button, and then I can also edit this like a Word document. I can, in this example here, I can show you where you're able to come here and duplicate this to a new composition, and voila, I now have a short. So this is the idea, the power of generative AI is it's taken tasks that used to use 20 to 30 years of specialized knowledge, and now it's at the fingertips of the rest of the population. So now I'm going to go back to my presentation here, and I will finish in PowerPoint, I should say, or Canva, which is one of the tools that I really like. Okay, that was a lot of information. I imagine sometimes when I do this, I do make people's eyes spin, but I need them to understand that they need to see the power of AI. And then they're like, wow, okay, so what do we do? And it's really important to look at 3 different levels of initiatives. The first one is company level. So if you want to deploy AI at your organization, you need to have leadership involved. You need to have ideally an AI council, and this is where you have your sales, marketing, your IT, your legal, all representative, because you need to create policies. The worst policy is banning generative AI, because what happens is your employees are copying private information, they're sticking it into ChatGPT, and then they're getting an output from ChatGPT and they're sticking it back in the company. So you need to offer specific tools that allow your employees inside of the company firewall to use generative AI. And so this is at a company level. The second is at team level. This is where you need to have each of your business units, meaning marketing, sales, HR, engineering, look at their projects that they're working on and analyzing their data and determining what kind of business unit tools do they need. So for example, Descript is typically something for marketing, but wouldn't necessarily be for HR. And finally, it's important that every single employee learns how to prompt. Even though in the next 2 or 3 years, the AI is going to get smarter and smarter, understanding how to talk to AI is really important to understand how to create content, how to ideate, how to use AI as your personal coach. So legacy companies, they silo data. And that is one of the biggest problems about taking large organizations, is that the finance has their data, HR has their data. This makes it, this transition for larger companies going from AI beginner to AI native is more difficult, because now we've got to also take the databases and figure out how to get them to work together. While AI native companies, they share data. They are understanding, for example, putting financial data next to your Salesforce or CRM data, next to social media reviews, can combined might give you better insight on what the next best steps are for the organization. Whether this is a for-profit, a nonprofit, doesn't really matter. Putting all the data together is one of AI's most powerful capabilities, because it can crunch and show patterns and show things that humans just don't have time to understand. So I always like to show this example. Imagine here's Joe. He's the marketing manager. Before generative AI, if we look at the tasks that Joe typically did in a 45-hour work week, or in 45 hours, he would be able to get these tasks done. Assuming that your company creates an AI policy, trains Joe correctly, and is able to and offers him the right tools, he should be able to do what took 45 hours in 25 hours. And that's just a very conservative estimate of how these kinds of activities and analysis can be compacted with AI. And one of the problems is, and this is a larger one, is Joe spent 20 years becoming a marketing manager. He had the specialized skills. All of a sudden, his specialized skills have become commoditized. That is, some kid coming out of college with a capability of generative AI can do 90% of what Joe did. So that's going to be one of the big disruptions in our workforce, is the way, the power of AI and how smart it is, and how it takes knowledge workers and is able to replace a lot of tasks that we never thought machines could do. Now let's take this a step further. What if this is Joe's marketing team, and I'm showing you an example of a company that might have 50 to 100 employees, and here's 5 employees that are working inside of a marketing team. One of the dilemmas companies have is they are going to have to spend money to buy AI tools. They're going to spend money on training their employees. They're going to spend money on these different software projects to combine their data. But when they're done, they're going to have, and I just assumed here a 30% efficiency gain. They're going to have to make a decision. Do we let go 2 of these employees? Do we retrain them? Do we increase the marketing initiative so that this team, now that they're more capable, they can do more? They can get on more platforms. They can spend more money on different initiatives. So these are the challenges that every company needs to do, and that is something that, again, I'm a big fan of empowering. First, empower your workforce, then you can figure out where to optimize. So when we talk about legacy scaling, typically what happens is you have a startup, and the startup gets Series A funding of $5 or $10 million, and you got to hire a VP of sales. Then you got to go and hire a sales manager and sales reps and sales engineers, and you begin to put together this workforce that might start with 5 or 10 employees, and it's much more of a hit or miss. With AI, scaling is different. When you start with AI native scaling, you now are you're able to use AI tools that can enrich data, they can personalize their prospects, and are able to help with lead generation and be able to crunch data, find opportunities, correspond with potential customers in a way that normally you would need to have 5 or 6 employees, and one person can do that job. So I just want to be aware of this because this is something that is disrupting the workforce. I actually am working with several startups that their goal is to disrupt the industries they're a part of, because my message to the larger companies is you have 2 years, because either your competitor is going to deploy AI or a startup is going to come in and absolutely disrupt your industry. So that is my conclusion here. And I'll hand this back to you, Tomater.
Thank you, Mr. Ben. Actually, the demo was really impressive. I like it so much. I like the tool that you just showed to us. I just have one question. I think you already went through during the presentation, but my question is related to how the organization can handle the potential job displacement that may caused by the AI. And if you have an experience in a specific strategy that the organization can follow actually to handle the workforce transition if they replace a tool instead of a team, as you mentioned.
So this question is a great one. It depends on the size of the organization. Small companies, it's a lot easier. What I say to them is first optimize your workplace. So if you're 5 or 10 employees, let's teach every employee, give them the best tools they can so they can be as efficient as possible. A lot of companies, their employees are anyway very much stretched. So maybe giving them a little bit of time back because now they're more efficient, able to get more done. Larger organizations, this is a bit tougher of a conversation because you want to empower your workforce. I'd like to give every employee the opportunity to use AI. However, as you get to larger organizations, they have to survive. They've got to keep their costs down because maybe they don't want to let anyone go, but then a competitor is going to come up with a far more efficient, better solution and might force that company to close down. So, for example, customer success. There are chatbots in customer success that can take very small. Typically, most companies, they might have their best employees are working with your top 10% of customers, the big ones that pay all the money. And the other 90% get sent off to some call center or get treated differently. And with AI chatbots, you can personalize to every single of your customers. So it is a dilemma. I tell people you have to deploy this. You can't ignore it. You can't close your eyes. And there might be a need to lay off some of your employees. And if that is the case, at least make sure that they've been trained correctly and they can go find a job somewhere else. I mean, that is the best I can say. Because if you're improving efficiency by 40, 50, or 60% on certain tasks and you're automating them, then necessarily that will impact jobs where people are paid to do those things.
Yeah, great. Thank you. I think Dr. Nouari, you raised your hand. Go ahead.
Yeah, Ben, I have some couple of questions. But by the way, I like your presentation and the way and manner you able to illustrate it with a good demo. One is, based on what you just said lastly, are you of the notion or do you support that AI is leading to unemployment in the economy? Because you showed an example of a legacy scaling and as well an AI oriented scaling, and you show that AI can able to do more things that humans can do, and it's so that the best option is to, since AI promote more efficiency and productivity, you should let off the staff. So which means what you are telling us is that AI, in as much as it is good, but it as well have adverse effects leading to unemployment. Do you agree with that?
Now, first of all, thank you. I appreciate your nice comments on the presentation. So I appreciate that. Regarding your question, that is one that is a very, very hot topic. So you have I don't know if you're familiar with the economist Joseph Schumpeter. He has this theory about this disruption of AI of technology, where you have the horse and carriage. Okay, then you have the invention of the car. A new industry comes in, it disrupts the old industry, causes unemployment in that industry, but then people move from selling carriages to selling cars. You have that with the internet, you have that with the computer, and the question is AI going to follow in that footstep of new startups that are that we couldn't have thought of, that will be created, that will replace these jobs? Or is the AI going to grow so fast, so quick, that even the new jobs created will not cover that? There's arguments on both sides. My opinion is there's going to be a net loss of jobs. Okay, and the reason there's going to be a net loss is because what I just showed you on Claude projects is a very primitive version of AI. In the next 12 months, the AI that will be released by OpenAI, Anthropic, and these other large language models will be over 100 times more powerful, because they're putting in tens and hundreds of billions of dollars of investment to making their models smarter. Eventually, as you get this geometric progression of intelligence, in my opinion, over time will lead to more unemployment.
Okay, that's good, but to someone who don't really understand the prospect of AI, your message will be scary. They will say, "Oh my goodness," which means if a more smart applications is being released, that means it will push human listening. But that is a perspective that is not really what AI is. AI is a companion. Okay, when you look at when internet came in, people say, "Oh, internet, it disrupts the economy," but in a positive way. It does not replace human. AI can, no machine, no smart decision that can replace human. They don't think. It's based on program that I can program it. This is what I wanted to do. And when you bring out an answer, I have that the boss, I'll look at it and able to, what they help us to do. I want anybody who is listening to know what AI and the other things help us to do. Their companion, they help us to automate things. They help us to be more efficient, but they cannot replace us. We are their bosses. No matter how the smart they becomes, they cannot replace human existence. That is one key thing, if you are listening, for you to know. So don't panic that, oh, this AI is not a black box that can replace human. It cannot replace us. And secondly, there's another question, Ben. You mentioned something about putting our data. You mentioned about concentration of data into one place, which helps it. What it does when you concentrate your data in one platform, it helps it to promote what we call data as a single source of truth. So are you saying, what AI are you recommending that we'll put our data into? Is it not cloud that you're able to maybe use the cloud in this environment to concentrate your data, or is there any other AI-powered platform that you can use to concentrate the data?
So, two good questions. I'll answer the second one first. There are different custom AI solutions. So when you're talking about security, you could, for example, if a company is dealing with healthcare and financial data, and you don't want to talk to ChatGPT or Claude, and you really want to keep it inside the company, you can create your own private custom AI, and you can train it with Llama, with an open source. You can take an open source model, stick it into your platform, have it be fully secure, and train it on your data. That's a custom AI solution. That's an example of where you can have your data in one place and still respect all of the privacy elements. There are other solutions that are not quite as expensive, but that can also offer more levels of privacy and security. So the answer is, depending upon the company, the organization, and the nature of the data, we can find solutions. I do want to just touch upon this idea of AI can't replace us. So my message to everybody is learn AI. In 30 days, anybody can go from being an AI novice to an AI expert, taking 1 to 2 hours a day learning about generative AI. You don't have to be a programmer. You don't have to have 5 years of engineering experience. You just need to be curious. However, I'm going to disagree with you respectfully, Franklin. We're in the next 4 to 5 years, we're going to hit something called artificial general intelligence. That is the moment that the AI becomes as smart as a human. And that's when, and the reason I say this is, think about where we were 2 years ago. 2 years ago, ChatGPT had not been released. The version that OpenAI had 2 years ago was the equivalent of a lower school student, let's say first, second grader. Then ChatGPT 3.0 came out. That was like a middle school to high school level. Then the 4.0 came out to being a college level. That in the last 2 years, if you think of where we were at and where we're at, we will be continuing at that level. That geometric progression of intelligence is going to grow, because they're putting hundreds of billions of dollars, the big companies. And so when you're talking about, for example, ChatGPT 5.0, it's going to be something that can understand the physical world. So in other words, you have something that can see something, can understand it, can say to you, look, watch out for that car coming. Being able to, this will be for robotics. It'll be put into all of our machines. So yeah, so these large companies, they're looking at using this technology. Unfortunately, some of them want to replace humans. Now, again, I recommend everybody learn. I recommend all college students, professors, get a seat at the table, because I don't trust Elon Musk and Mark Zuckerberg with the fate of humanity. Legislate the hell out of these guys, because there's a bunch of very arrogant, rich billionaires that want to control the rest of the world. So yeah, so I'm like, learn this, because if you ignore it, there will be a day when you won't have a seat at the table.
Ben, this is awesome. Thank you so much. But let me make this emphasize clear.
Yeah.
Human being brain, I don't know of this, but human being brain is far ahead of any machine or any robot or any AI, because one, when you ask human beings become better when they are thrown with questions. If I ask you a question now, you may not know it, but once I said it, your brain start work. And that as the machine became smarter, we ourselves, because we are the creator. We are the creator of those things, we become smarter as well. So the good news is that we are going to keep on being their boss. But there's something I want to say. When Ben was presenting, he made fun of the importance of, in organizations, not to have data in silo. I've worked in a lot of organizations which I help them. This is a part of digital transformation. Silo makes decision to be slow. And when they silo, it makes conflict decisions, and there will be multiplication of tasks, the same tasks, people are doing it. But when data is pooled, and that is when we talk about cloud, native cloud, that you'll be able to pull your data into a single source, and then data is being treated as a single source of truth. And that is when data now will help organizations to understand what they are doing and help the leadership in making an informed decision. And there are many cloud natives now, apart from Amazon, Google, Microsoft. Do you know that a grocery shop called Lidl is now, instead of committing their data, their customer data, into these three big giant cloud companies, they decided to develop their own cloud. So the message I'm passing to anyone listening to us is that digital transformation and AI are twins of the same parents. AI is helping digital transformation to able to help in simplifying things, but they are not replacing human. We are the one who make the decisions. So they're helping us instead of concentrating on things that takes us hours, they help us to reduce it. That's the message I will send to anyone who is listening to us. As Ben said, AI is the game changer. Embrace it with open hand. Don't allow it to control you. Be their boss. Thank you.
Okay. No,
Thank
that's
you so
good.
much.
Awesome.
Oh, يعني we really just enjoyed the session with you all. I think it will be fine if unfortunately we are out of time, but I think it will be good if we have another session to have an open discussion between the three of you, because the discussion will be really informative and we can have your opinion on different topics related to the AI world. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you
I would recommend,
so much.
sorry to interrupt you over here, Tomato, but we should have planned some further futuristic events, like have panel discussion type of instead of delivering one-way presentation for 15-20 minutes, rather have panel discussions, and then those discussions also produce great outcomes as well. So this is my humble suggestion.
Yeah, that will be really great. Thank you so much for your time. I really enjoyed the session with you, with the three of you. It was very informative, and it was pleasure to meet you all. Thank you for your time, and see you soon, inshallah, in another webinar, or as you said, Talha, in another panel discussion, inshallah. Thank you.
Yep.
Great.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.